field, my memory of the field, a little bit of a love-hate relationship there, because we would start the school year with triple sessions in August. And by the end of the day, we were pretty tired and not always happy. But looking back, I think in a strange way, that's something that I miss a great deal, because the camaraderie that was developed, that actually was the formation of a lot of bonds and friendships that we still have today.
I almost wish we didn't call it a football field, because it's used for so many other purposes. And, you know, aside from all the sports, our band uses it, PE classes use it, we have house competitions on it. It's a huge part of the campus. But as far as playing a game, as far as having other schools from this really competitive league come here, it's not that kind of field. It's not ready for that. And it has a lot of work to do before we could even consider that.
Because of the field, we have to be strategic in how we practice, what areas we use. If it gets too muddy or too wet, we slip and fall, which kind of changes the energy at practice. Kids get frustrated because they're always falling in everything. And we have to avoid certain areas, so it kind of makes practicing a little bit more strategic and adds a different constraint to practice that we have to overcome.
From a marching band perspective, if we were to ever get onto this field, we have to be very, very careful in that we don't roll any ankles and things like that. So the current state of the field itself is not very great.
The field is entering its almost seventh decade of use, and it's like anything else, it has a useful life. And I think that it's just at a point where we really need to focus some attention on it to prepare ourselves for the next generations of Crusaders.
Part of working at Reardon is seeing the boys every day and seeing all the things that they get to accomplish. And I think the field is one of the things that is the only limiting factor for a lot of these kids. I think back to a couple years ago when we went on our playoff run and it, entered into the winter months, and all of a sudden our practice schedules had to change, and we had to spend days inside the gymnasium and days where we had to avoid significant portions of the field. And it's sad that at a time of great success for our football program, that we were unable to practice on our own home field. And it's something that, in its neglected state that it's in today, really hurts our team and our program.
We're missing out on that home spirit. We have this incredible asset on campus in the field, and it's incumbent upon us to take care of that and be good stewards of this rich blessing of a wonderful campus and land here in the city of San Francisco.
A field like this, it lays a foundation for people learning to drive themselves to a new level of excellence. I think that's critically important for an all-men's school, because when you leave here, you have to make a mark on the world for yourself, and you need all those tools in order to do that.
Driving into this campus and seeing a beautiful field, it's a big deal. It's what kids think of when they think of high school. Even if they're not athletes, they think of being at games and having that camaraderie, that brotherhood that Reardon does so well. A lot of that happens in gyms and at football fields.
These field improvements are huge for Reardon. Our goal is to convert the existing service to an artificial one that will be reliable for many, many years and require much less maintenance.
I think that the field is the largest classroom here on the campus, and I think that the lessons learned on that field will last longer than many have taught in the classrooms.
I would ask you to consider the kind of impact you can make on hundreds of students by helping Reardon retrofit this field into an all-purpose turf that could be utilized by the entire student body and make a difference in a lot of young men's lives.
A new field will help Reardon continue its upward trajectory, and I think it really would be a symbol for the direction that we've been moving the last few years.